Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had an incredible day. And today's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight, and it wasn't a bad show, but uh, there was a lot of good tonight. But there was also a good amount of bad as well. So we're going to get into all of that. So without wasting any time, let's get this review underway. So the first thing to start off the show, as you know, last week it was Minus One's birthday. In case you guys don't know what Minus One is of the Dark Order, he's basically the son of the late great Brody Lee. So they put the cake out. They're doing like a big celebration. Then all of a sudden, Chaos Project comes out. You know, Chaos Project saying that, oh, why didn't you not invite us? And then, oh, hell breaks loose. They started a big brawl. TH2 comes out. And then Hangman Page comes out to help the Dark Order out. And then we get the matchup to start off the show between Hangman Adam Page teaming up with John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Colt Cabana of the Dark Order teaming up against TH2 and Chaos Project, Luther and Serpentico. And it was a very decent matchup. Wasn't really too crazy on it. There was one part of the match where it was Adam Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds all literally piggybacking each other and trying to like smash one of the opponents. And I didn't really like that spot, honestly. But other than that, Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order picks up the victory over the Hybrid 2 and Chaos Project. And I thought it was a really okay match, nothing too crazy to start off the show. But then after the matchup, the Dark Order asked if Adam Page was going to join the Dark Order. And I'm not going to lie, this part was kind of funny. Adam Page said no, but after he said that, like they set up all this stuff, just in case Adam Page said yeah, and then I shit you not, a couple of shirtless cowboys came out, and his show on the Titantron, he said yeah and stuff like. I thought that was funny. I thought that was hilarious, but Adam Page said no, and he said no, and he told the Dark Order that he was originally a part of the group, but that didn't go well for him. So I thought this was a decent segment, all that jazz, and nothing too crazy. It was a very small opener, like to celebrate like Brody Lee's son's birthday, and as like I get AEW trying to make Brody Lee's family happy. I get that, but and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this tonight because his birthday was just last week, and if his birthday was to be a part of an AEW Dynamite episode, then that's fine by me. That's fine by me. I'm not complaining in the slightest, okay? But I just hope that this is not a reoccurring thing. That's all I gotta say on that. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt on tonight specifically because like last week was Brody Lee's son's birthday. So that's all I gotta say on that. Then after that, there's a segment between Darby Allin and Sting. Of course, Sting comes out, celebrates Darby Allin on his big victory over Brian Cage last week. Then Team Taz interrupts, calling out both Sting and Darby Allin in a street fight. And of course, Sting and Darby Allin accepted this challenge. So in a couple weeks' time, Sting and Darby Allin would team up against we don't know which members of Team Taz yet, but it would be the team of Sting and Darby Allin working together against two members of Team Taz in a street fight. So that is going to be very, very interesting. Then we get to our next segment. Of course, it's a segment with the Young Bucks. So as you know, last week the Young Bucks is a little salty that they weren't in that six-man tag team matchup with Kenny Omega. Matter of fact, they were replaced by Gallows and Anderson last week, if you guys watched last week. So the Young Bucks came to Kenny's house today trying to talk to Kenny. But they didn't get Kenny. They got Don Callis, Kenny Omega's manager. And of course, the Young Bucks is a little irritated by this. And of course, Don Callis trying to pay them off, like, you will see him next time and stuff like that. Like, Don Callis is trying to pay for his services. And but of course, the Young Bucks didn't want his money. So the camera was down. So Don Callis kicked out Brian Alvarez, who was interviewing the Young Bucks, out of Kenny Omega's house, and also took out the cameraman's out, but the camera was still rolling. So they caught the rest of the segment, and it looked like the Young Bucks attacked Don Callis in Kenny Omega's house. But of course, the camera went to black before we even saw what happened. So things are getting pretty heated between the Young Bucks and the rest of the Bullet Club. So that is an interesting storyline going on right now. And this was personally one of my favorite segments. So there's that. Then after the matchup, we had Cody Rhodes going one-on-one against Peter Avalon. And this was a pretty random matchup. And I thought this was a really good matchup between Cody Rhodes and Peter Avalon. Both men put up a really good matchup. Of course, early on the matchup, Jade Cargill once again distracted Cody Rhodes. Of course, Peter Avalon took advantage of this and gave a low blow to Cody Rhodes. Now, I thought Peter Avalon was going to win because of this, but Peter Avalon did not. The match ended up going on a little bit longer, and Cody Rhodes picks up the victory over Peter Avalon. Of course, but even though this was a highly competitive matchup, I was not a fan of the ending. So the ending was Cody put Peter Avalon in a figure four, and Peter Avalon was struggling to stay alive. But Cody Rhodes was about to slap him in his face. But because of that, Peter Avalon taps out. I'm honestly not a fan of that. This matchup was a highly competitive matchup. Both men going back and forth, which I thought was a really good matchup. But because Cody Rhodes was about to slap Peter's face, that Peter Avalon taps out, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of that finish. I really am not a fan of that finish. But other than that horrible finish, I thought it was a really good matchup between Cody Rhodes and Peter Avalon. Then we get a segment between FTR and Jurassic Express. Of course, Jurassic Express interrupts the FTR interview, and it's been announced that next week, Jungle Boy of the Jurassic Express will go one-on-one against Dax Harwood of FTR. So that is going to be a really cool matchup next week. I'm actually really excited for this matchup next week. I think this matchup is going to be really good between Jungle Boy and Dax Harwood. Then we get to our next matchup. Jon Moxley in action against Nick Norano. I think that's his name. But basically, he looks like a dollar store Hercules. Okay? For all those old school WWF fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, John Moxley went against this Nick Norado. Nothing too crazy. John Moxley picks up the victory, of course, with a sleeper hold over Nick Norano. And of course, after the matchup, John Moxley said that, like, it's nothing too crazy. John Moxley said that he's calling out everyone in the entire world. So John Moxley basically made a John Moxley versus the world kind of promo. And again, nothing too crazy. John Moxley picks up the victory over Nick Norano. Then after that, Eddie Kingston and his family gets interviewed. And of course, it's announced that next week, Lance Archer will face Eddie Kingston one-on-one. And that is going to be a very fun matchup. Of course, this rivalry has been like brewing for the last couple of weeks and is all going to come to a head next week. So, Archer versus Kingston next week. Also, very excited for that one. Then we get to our next six-man tag team matchup. Matt Hardy, Big Money Matt, teaming up with Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, and Mark Quinn, going against Matt Sydal and Dante and Darius Top Flight. And I thought this was a really good six-man tag team match. But before we get to the six-man tag team match, as you know, last night, Private Party and Matt Hardy actually made their appearance last night on Impact Wrestling, and they defeated James Storm and Chris Sabin to become the number one contenders for the Impact Tag Team Championships. So Private Party are literally the number one contender for the Impact Tag titles and will face Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in a couple of weeks. So that is going to be very, very interesting. But like, I thought this was a really good six-man tag team matchup. Like, nothing too crazy, just the usual high-flying stuff. There was one portion of the matchup where Darius of Top Flight tried to do like a standing shooting star press, but instead of landing on his chest, he landed on his face on the on the person's chest. I didn't really like that. I don't know if it was intentional or was a botch, but other than that little confusing spot, I thought this was a really good matchup. But we need to talk about the ending of this matchup. So Private Party, one of the members of Top Flyer down. Of course, Matt Hardy distracting the referee. Isaiah Cassidy hits one member of Top Flight, taking them down. So Private Party literally cheated to win this matchup. So it's official. Matt Hardy and Private Party are heels. And you know what? I'm not against it. I like it. Matt Hardy and Private Party as heels. Well, you guys already know that I'm a fan of heel Matt Hardy. I love heel Matt Hardy. Like, don't get me wrong. Matt Hardy as a face is great. But Matt Hardy as a heel is on another level, especially as Big Money Matt. I love Big Money Matt. He is such a perfect prick, and I love every second of it. And the fact that Private Party are now heels with Matt Hardy, I think this could really benefit Private Party big time. Big time. I thought this was a really good matchup, and the fact that Matt Hardy and Private Party are heels, I like it. I really, really like it. Then we get to our next matchup. Penelope Ford going against legit Layla Hirsch. And let me tell you, Layla Hirsch is really good. Really, really good. Layla Hirsch reminds me of Kurt Angle. Layla Hirsch legit is a female Kurt Angle. Like, I don't know if she's signed with AEW. More than likely she is, because we have seen her multiple times in AEW. But My gosh, she is an awesome talent. You need to do something with Layla Hirsch. She's literally that good. And she put up a great matchup against Penelope Ford. I thought these ladies killed it. Penelope Ford and Layla Hirsch put up a great match. Awesome match between these two ladies. Penelope Ford picks up the victory over Layla Hirsch thanks to Kip Sabian. But after the matchup, nothing too crazy. Of course, Chucky T lost last week to Miro, and the stipulation was that if Chucky T loses, then Chucky T would basically be Miro and Kip's butler until the wedding. So, and that's like in 2 weeks. So Chuck Taylor basically got to be Miro's and Kip Sabian's butler for 2 weeks. And then Miro made Chucky T say that Miro is his best friend. So I'm glad that this rivalry is coming to an end. I think that making Chucky T, Miro's, and Kip's butler for a little bit, I think it makes the rivalry a little interesting. But this rivalry has run its course. This rivalry has taken way too long. I don't want to compare it to Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio's feud, but it's getting there. So hopefully this all ends at Beach Break. Hopefully this all ends at Beach Break. But before we get to our main event, which piss me off, but we will get to that in a second. Kenny Omega, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson attacked Pentagon Jr. backstage. So Pentagon is out of action. But then after that, it was announced that at Beach Break, it would be a 6-man tag team match. That it's Kenny Omega will team up with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson as they will go against the team of Jon Moxley, Pac, and Ray Felix. I am excited for that one. That is going to be a really, really fun match. But that's what I got to say on that. Then we get to our main event of the evening. It's the Inner Circle Showdown. It's Chris Jericho and MJF, which, by the way, got a new theme. It's not exactly a new theme, but it's like a hybrid theme of Chris Jericho and MJF's theme together against Santana and Ortiz versus the team of Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager. And the winner of this matchup would be the tag team of the Inner Circle. I thought it was a okay match. And there is one part of the matchup where Jericho did the lion salt, but for the first time in his career, he fucked up the lion salt. Chris Jericho fucked up the lion salt. And it was so hard to watch. Oh my God, it was bad. It was such a bad lion salt. Like, Jericho was okay in his performance tonight, but my God, that lion salt. It really goes to show that Jericho is really, really getting old, which is not looking good. But I want to talk about the decision of this matchup because the winner of this matchup would be considered the tag team of the Inner Circle. Santana and Ortiz didn't win this matchup tonight. Chris Jericho and MJF did, and I did not like it. Okay? Like, I get that the Inner Circle, like, they're trying to portray a story and that the Inner Circle is like there's like division in the Inner Circle. And I get that the story they're trying to convey, which I'm not going to be mad at AEW that much, but come on. You haven't done Santana and Ortiz haven't done much in a while in AEW. And you're not going to consider them as the tag team for the Inner Circle. That just sounds wrong because Santana and Ortiz are the definitive tag team of the Inner Circle. And the fact that that's not the case right now is a little bit ridiculous. Like, and I don't even know why this matchup had to happen. Like, I get the story that they're trying to convey with the division with the inner circle, but there is no need to have this match. Like, they could have gone so many other ways with this. But that's just me. Personally, I am not a fan of this. But other than that, I thought this was an okay match. I thought this was an okay show. Nothing too crazy. There was, again, a couple of things I like, but also a couple of things that I didn't like. So this was kind of a 50-50 bag for me. Like, I won't say AEW was a bad show tonight, but it wasn't like a, oh my God, you got to go back and watch this show. It wasn't that kind of show tonight, unfortunately. It was a decent show at best. I'm just gonna say it right there. But that's all I gotta say tonight. Nothing too crazy. I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Did you guys like tonight's show? Did you guys not like tonight's show? Did you guys like a specific thing? Did you guys hate a specific thing? I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Okay? And my only rule in this channel is just don't be an asshole in the comment section. That's all I gotta say. This has been a short review tonight, but I am extremely tired and I'm definitely going to bed after this. So yeah. So this is a short review. Hopefully this was a good enough review for you guys. And if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like this video and if you guys like this content, make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. But that's all I got to say about tonight's AEW Dynamite. And till next time, this is Gabriel, and I will see you next time in the Asylum. Good night, everyone.